text and graphic features in informational text. Remember, these features are words and images that stand out in informational stories. Today we're going to look at the author's purpose. Why does an author use these features in their writing? We'll also take a look at how graphic and text features help us identify the central idea in a story. Take a look at this. What do you notice right away? Now let's read it and try to figure out the purpose of this text feature. One little monkey was going to the store. When he saw a banana tree he'd never climbed before. By 5 o'clock that evening, he was sick with a stomach ache, 'cause 7 green bananas was what the monkey ate. By 9 o'clock that evening, that monkey was quite ill. So 10 we called the doctor, who was living on the hill. The doctor said, "You're almost dead. Don't eat green bananas no more." The sick little monkey groaned and said, "But that's what I went to the store for." So what do you think? What do you think the author's purpose was for using those numbers in this story? They're large and they're bolded and they replace spelled words, but somehow it makes sense. Why did he do that? Do you also notice that there's an italicized word at the very end of the poem? But that's what I went to the store for. Go ahead and answer the question about author's purpose. Now take a look at this. Here we have a photograph with a caption describing the photograph. The caption says, "A 12-year-old boy pulls banana stalks on a metal runner after the fruit had been picked. He works up to 12 hours per day." Wow. Looking at this, can you decide, is this a graphic or a text feature? And what exactly is the author trying to show us with this image that's going to stand out in the story? And what important information do you get from the caption that is included with this photograph? So, what do you think this story is about? Just based on the graphic feature that we just discussed, what do you predict? Here is another image with a caption in the same story. We see a picture of a boy with a box. Looks like he's working in some kind of factory. And the caption says, "This boy makes up to 1,200 boxes a day. They are used to ship bananas to the U.S." Wow. How many hours did they say this boy works? Did you notice any patterns or similarities between the caption of this picture and the picture on the previous slide? And here's a third feature from the same story. This looks like it has an image, but in fact, this is a text feature. This is called an inset and a fact box. It says slim pickings. Ecuador supplies a quarter of the bananas sold in the U.S. Most of the money from sales goes to U.S. grocery stores. Workers in Ecuador get little money. Here's about how much a 43-pound crate costs as it goes from the plantation to you. $2.40 is the amount per crate a U.S. distributor pays banana exporters in Ecuador. Of this, about $1.54 goes to plantation workers. $7.50. What supermarkets pay a distributor for a crate. $22 is what you would pay for 43 pounds of bananas at the grocery store. So, what important information does this fact box give us? Thinking of your prediction earlier about what you thought the story was about based on the other two text features, do you think your prediction is correct? I noticed several things are repeated in this fact box. However, only 2 of those are related to the other text features that we saw in this piece of informational text. They refer to workers in Ecuador getting little money. And again, they say a worker only gets about $1.50 for each crate bought by a U.S. grocery store. In the other image, we saw a boy getting the box ready, or the crate. And both pictures showed the boys as workers. So this might be important. Well, I know we haven't read the actual text or story. However, let's go ahead and name that story. Did we get enough information from those text and graphic features to help us find the central idea or possible central idea of that story? Based off of this information, what do you believe the title of the text should be? Now think of all 3 things that we've seen. And remember, the title of the story should reflect the information that the author wanted to share with us, the author's purpose. Well, here it is. Here's the real title of this story, Hard at Work. And there is an important subtitle. Many kids in Ecuador go to work instead of school. So, how did yours match up? Were you close? Do you think the text features that we examined closely match the title of the story? And do you think both of those together really will help us figure out what the central idea or purpose for this article is? I think so, and that is why graphic and text features are important to understand and be able to identify. Stay tuned. Next, we are going to read this story and try to figure out the central idea.